Welcome to the second unit of our course. It's amazing to see that you're still here. Sometimes the most important part of learning a language is to not give up. This time, everything will be about friends and family. Freunde und Familie. Let's check out what you will know by the end of this unit. You will know how to name all your different family members. You will also know the names of the languages you speak, and German included after this course. You will know how to say where you live, in which city and which street, and tell us whether you're married and if you have kids or not. You will also learn the complete German alphabet and how to spell out your name. You will also learn how to count in German from 0 to 20. You will know the possessive pronouns like mein, dein, sein, and similar. You will get to know some of the trickier German verbs like haben and sein, and the definite articles der, die, das, and why they could cause you some troubles. I hope that you're already excited about the new unit, so let's start right away. We will, of course, start this unit by learning the names of some of the family members, and we will do it with the help of a TV show. Do you know this show? It's called Modern Family, and it's about, well, a modern family. We will use this show to explain some of the names of the family members. So let's get to know this family. Alex will tell us a little bit about them. Don't worry if it's going too fast. Just try to listen and see if you can understand some of the words. Hallo, mein Name ist Alex und das ist meine Familie. Ich habe zwei Geschwister. Das ist meine Schwester Hailey und das ist mein Bruder Luke. Das sind meine Eltern. Mein Vater heißt Phil und meine Mutter heißt Claire. Das ist mein Großvater. Sein Name ist Jay. Das ist seine Frau, Gloria. Aber ist sie meine Großmutter? Ihr Sohn heißt Manny. Das ist mein Onkel Mitchell. Er ist der Bruder von meiner Mutter. Ich habe keine Tante, sondern einen zweiten Onkel, Cam. Sie haben eine Tochter. Lily ist meine Cousine. Naja, das ist meine Familie. Let's see which family members we have mentioned here. Die Mutter, the mother. Die Mutter. Der Vater, father. Der Vater. Die Eltern, parents. Die Eltern. Der Mann, husband. Der Mann. Die Frau, wife. Die Frau. Die Kinder, kids. Die Kinder. Der Sohn, son. Der Sohn. Die Tochter, daughter. Die Tochter. Der Bruder, brother. Der Bruder. Die Schwester, sister. Die Schwester. Die Geschwister, siblings. Die Geschwister. Der Opa, grandfather. Der Opa. You can also use the word der Großvater, which would literally mean big dad. When you think about it, grandfather has a similar meaning, right? Die Oma, the grandmother. Die Oma. Here, you can also use the word die Großmutter. Together, they are called die Großeltern, the grandparents. Die Großeltern. Die Tante, aunt. Die Tante. Der Onkel, uncle. Der Onkel. Die Cousine, female cousin. Die Cousine. Der Cousin, male cousin. Der Cousin. Well, this was a big family and a lot of different family members to remember. But don't worry, we will practice a lot and you will remember them all. Hallo, mein Name ist Alex und das ist meine Familie. Ich habe 2 Geschwister. Das ist meine Schwester Hailey und das ist mein Bruder Luke. Das sind meine Eltern. Mein Vater heißt Phil und meine Mutter heißt Claire. Das ist mein Großvater. Sein Name ist Jay. Das ist seine Frau, Gloria. Aber ist sie meine Großmutter? Ihr Sohn heißt Manny. Das ist mein Onkel Mitchell. Er ist der Bruder von meiner Mutter. Ich habe keine Tante, sondern einen zweiten Onkel, Cam. Sie haben eine Tochter. Lily ist meine Cousine. Naja, das ist meine Familie. Now let's talk a little bit about your family. I will ask you some questions and you try to answer. For example, the first question is, wie heißt deine Mutter? What's your mother's name? And the answer should be something like, meine Mutter heißt. Wie heißt dein Vater? Hast du Geschwister? Hast du einen Onkel oder eine Tante? Wie heißen sie? Hast du eine Cousine oder einen Cousin? Hast du Großeltern? Wie heißt deine Großmutter? Hast du einen Sohn oder eine Tochter? For more exercises, visit 11%.xyz. The German nouns are really interesting creatures and quite unique actually. So in this lesson, we will talk about them a little bit. The first thing about the German nouns is the way that they're written. You may have noticed in the previous lessons, German nouns will always be written with a capital letter. And no, I did not let auto-capitalization get out of hand. This is really the way the German nouns are written. Please remember that because it's an essential part of the German language. Correct me if I'm wrong, but according to some sources, German is the only language that does that. On the brighter side, it helps you notice nouns in a text much easier, which makes it easier to read and more comprehensible. And here is the second interesting thing about the German nouns. You also may have noticed in the previous lessons or maybe heard about them before. Der, die, and das. The German articles. Although they look like short and cute words, they're the ones that will cause you some troubles while learning German. I'm sorry. In German, every noun has a gender and a corresponding article to show it. Der, die, and das. It's like the in English, except that in German we have 3 of them. Der is for masculine nouns. Die is for feminine nouns and das for neutral nouns. With plural nouns, it will be easy because all of them will always have the article die. But how to know when to use der, die, and das? There are some general rules about using the articles, and we will learn about them in the next lesson. But the best and easiest way for you is to learn the article together when learning the noun. So, for example, instead of learning the word sister as Schwester, learn it as die Schwester, together with the article. It will make your life much easier later, trust me. In the next lesson, we will talk a little bit more about when to use which article. Der, die oder das. When to use which article and why. In the last lesson, I already mentioned that the best way is to learn the article together with the noun. But here are some general rules that can help you sometimes. Der, the masculine article. It will be used for male people and professions like der Vater, der Bruder, der Arzt. For weekdays and months and seasons, der Montag, der Januar, der Sommer. For most of the words that end with er. Well, again, der Vater, you can use this one to remember it. For words ending in ismus, like der Kapitalismus. For words ending in ling, der Liebling. For most of the different car types, like der Mercedes. And for most alcoholic drinks, like for example, der Wein. Except das Bier. Die, not die, die, the article for feminine nouns. You will use it, of course, for female people and professions, like die Mutter, die Kollegin, oder die Ärztin. As you can see, these words will often end in. One exception here is das Mädchen, the girl, which is surprisingly neutral. You will use die for words ending in heit, die Freiheit, and keit, die Möglichkeit. For words ending in schaft, die Freundschaft. For words ending in ung, die Rechnung. And for words ending in ur, die Kultur. Also, a lot of words ending in like for example, die Lampe, and words ending in I and I, like Philosophie, will also have the female article. Something we already mentioned is that all the plural nouns will have the article die. This doesn't mean that they're female, it just means they have the same article. Das will be used for neutral nouns. The minority of nouns are neutral, meaning only less than 20%. So if you're in doubt which article to use, better not pick das. But there are some words that are neutral, of course. Two of them we already mentioned, das Mädchen and das Bier. And here are some more. All the words that end in chen will be neutral. Like, for example, das Mädchen that we already mentioned. Also words that end in lein, like das Fräulein. And most Latin-based words, like das Publikum or das Ultimatum. For die, we will use the red color. For der, we will use the blue color. And for das, we will use green. For plural, we will use yellow. If this wasn't confusing enough for you already, here is a fun fact. There are some words in the German language that can have two or even more articles. For example, the word Band. It can be der Band, die Band, and das Band. And each of these words will have a totally different meaning. Sometimes there is also a difference between which country and region a word is used in. For example, email will be used with die in Germany, but das in Switzerland. There are a lot more rules and even more exceptions to this. But I hope that these rules will help you at least a little bit to remember the German articles easier. Found this all a little bit overwhelming? Don't worry if you mix them up sometimes. You will learn the articles as we go. For now, just try to remember the articles of the nouns we already learned. Try to put the nouns in the correct group. Is it der, die, or das? For more bite-sized German lessons, visit 11%.xyz. Das ist meine Familie. Das ist mein Bruder und das ist meine Schwester. Mein, meine. What does it mean and when to use which one? Mein means my, and meine means my as well. So when to use which one? Let me show you an example and I'm sure that you will understand it. Der Bruder, mein Bruder, aber, but, die Mutter, meine Mutter. I hope you noticed it. Words that are male, meaning they have an article der, will use the possessive pronoun mein to say my. And words that are female, meaning have the article die, will use the possessive pronoun meine to say mine. That's why it's mein Vater, but meine Mutter. And what about words that are neutral, like das Kind? Neutral nouns will use the same possessive pronoun as male nouns, so it will also be mine. And what about plural nouns? Plural nouns will also use meine, exactly like female nouns. So to sum it up, mine will mean my and is used in front of male and neutral nouns. Meine also means mine, but it's just used in front of female and plural nouns. Doesn't seem so complicated anymore, right? Also notice that when using the possessive pronoun, the article der, die, or das will no longer be used. We don't need both because mine or meine already shows us the gender of the noun. I will tell you a noun and you will say, this is mine something, okay? For example, I say der Vater and you say, das ist mein Vater. This is my father. Ready? Let's go. Der Onkel. Die Tante. Die Tochter. Die Kinder. Der Bruder. Die Geschwister. Der Onkel. Das ist mein Onkel. Die Tante. Das ist meine Tante. Die Tochter. Das ist meine Tochter. Die Kinder. Das sind meine Kinder. Der Bruder. Das ist mein Bruder. Die Geschwister. Das sind meine Geschwister. For more exercises, visit 11%.xyz. Now that you know how to name all the different family members and how to say that it's your grandmother and not your neighbor's, it's time to learn one small but very important detail. The verb sein, to be. Das ist meine Großmutter. Das sind meine Großeltern. Das ist mein Bruder. Das sind meine Geschwister. If you did pay attention, you probably noticed that the verb sein, to be, is changing here. In the first examples, it's in singular, talking about only one person, and in the second examples, it's in plural. But if you look closely, you will notice that it's not changing like we learned it's supposed to, by removing the infinitive ending en and adding the present tense endings stt and tn. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of the German irregular verbs. And we will start right away with one of the trickiest ones, sein, to be. In English and probably also in a lot of other languages, the verb to be is one of the most irregular ones. So it shouldn't surprise you that it's like that in German as well. Let's take a look at the full conjugation of this little but strange verb. Ich bin, I am. Du bist, you are. Er, sie, es ist. He, she, it is. Wir sind. We are. Ihr seid. You are. Sie sind. They are. And also the formal way to say it, sie sind. There is not much explaining needed here. The verb is highly irregular and you will just have to learn it by heart. But don't worry, you will see it so often that you will learn it quickly. Let's take a look at a few more example sentences. Ich bin Sandra. Wer bist du? Wer ist das? Remember these? Wir sind aus Deutschland. Ihr seid aus Deutschland. Sie sind aus Deutschland. Entschuldigung, wo ist der Bahnhof? Entschuldigen Sie, wo sind die Teller? Take a look at the pictures and tell me if the people in the pictures are young, or alt, old. I will help you with the necessary vocabulary. And now let's see if something is klein, small, or groß, big. Sprache means language and sprechen means to talk or to speak. So, welche Sprachen sprichst du? The two languages that you must know are Deutsch, German, and English, English. Watch out the pronunciation here, English. But chances are that you also speak some other languages as well. Check out this link and write down all the German names of the languages you speak. Then come back here and answer the question. Welche Sprachen sprichst du? I will try to answer for myself first. Welche Sprachen sprichst du? Ich spreche Deutsch, Englisch, Kroatisch und ein bisschen Spanisch. Ein bisschen means a little bit. Un poco. So, welche Sprachen sprichst du? Let's take a look at a few more examples. Das ist Michael. Er spricht Deutsch, Französisch und Portugiesisch. Das ist Anne. Anne, welche Sprachen sprichst du? Ich spreche Deutsch, Englisch und ein bisschen Japanisch. In this exercise, a few people will tell you their names and all the languages that they speak. Try to write down all the languages that are mentioned. Feel free to pause the video if needed. Hallo, ich bin Christian. Ich spreche Deutsch, Englisch und Französisch. Guten Tag, mein Name ist Sophia Hermann. Ich komme aus der Schweiz. Ich spreche Deutsch und Italienisch. Hola, ich heiße Cornelio. Ich komme aus Spanien. Ich spreche Deutsch, Spanisch und ein bisschen Chinesisch. So, welche Sprachen sprechen die Leute? Deutsch, Englisch, Französisch, Italienisch, Spanisch, Chinesisch. Mehr Übungen findest du auf 11%.xyz.